Hello, everyone. This is Audrey Washington, Fiercely Financial Coaching, and I'm coming to you live today to talk about how you can be part of the 700 plus credit score club. And you know that credit score is one of the huge things that impact our lives around our money and our finances. And so, talking about how you can be a part of the 700 credit score club, I'm hoping that this information can help you. So, um, first thing I want to let you know is how you can find me. And so you can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Fiercely Financial Coaching, and on Twitter, Fiercely Finance. And you can also email me, coaching@fiercelyfinancial.com. So just a quick bit about me. I am a financial coach, a speaker. I'm the author of Transform Your Money Mindset, Simple Steps for Financial Fitness. And I also am an adjunct professor. I teach personal financial management as well as more. And I'm certified in financial capability as a financial capability coach and a homeownership counselor. So the best thing, or I would say the most important thing that you should know about me is I love to help my clients achieve their financial goals and create their own financial legacy. So financial legacy is so important, and so that's really what I want to do. So coming into early 2020, I've been using this theme, 2020 money moves. So what money moves are you making this year? And hopefully one of your money moves, if you're not already there, how you can become part of the 700 plus credit score club, or honestly, that is 700 plus or higher. So we're going to start with our goal of 700 plus credit score club, and I'm going to give you some tips to get yourself there. So the thing about this is that for you to make any change that you desire, it really starts first in the mind. And so one of the things I use this terminology called money mindset, right? So your mindset is what has, whenever you're trying to, you know, achieve a new goal or do something different. So make any type of changes in your life, your mindset is what has to change and grow and develop with you. And so I've come up with this term money mindset to address the things that you need to change in your money and finances. Okay. And so the way I got started in this particular field of financial coaching and education and speaking of your money and your finances is when early in my career, I was a homeownership counselor and educator for a nonprofit housing counseling agency. And so in that role, I would work with first-time home buyers who wanted, people who wanted to buy their first home. And we would do one-on-one counseling with them, and we would also do group education classes. And what I would realize is that some people would be able to move forward. So they all started off one with the same idea, I want to buy a house. But some people would go through the counseling, go through the education, and some people would buy a home and some people wouldn't. And it started me to, what made them different. And so when I started to think about it, I said, it's really their money mindset, right? If everything was basically equal for all of them, they, had the same dream, they got the same information. But one group was able to kind of move forward with it and one group wasn't. And so I said that it's that has to change, right? And so even though you're thinking, well, really it's my credit score that has to change, but it's your thinking around your credit score that has to change for you to be part of the 700 plus credit score club, right? So if you want your credit score to be higher, you have to do some things differently. And I'm actually not so much with the financial part, but with this in terms of my weight. I really want to, be at least 20 pounds lighter, if not more, probably somewhere between 20 and probably 40, if I'm honest. And I'm struggling with it, right? And I'm struggling because I can't get in my head that, I need to, stop eating the things that I shouldn't be eating, right? So I do pretty good. I'm relatively good with the exercise, but it's that eating that is just so hard for me because I'm sorry, screen froze for a minute, the camera, but I want to, I'm really a junk food junkie, and I like to, eat chips and chips and dip and, all kinds of stuff that's not good for me and really will not support me losing weight. So, I know I have to get it in my head, but then I haven't been able to do so coming into this year. But I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful that I can do it. And so one of the things I will tell you is that in terms of mindset shift, are really the ones that have that down. They understand that going in, mindset shifts, right? They understand that they have to, the difference between someone with a great athletic ability versus those that go on to have exceptional athletic careers is really that change in your thinking and how you're going to push yourself to get to the next level, right? Because there's many people out there. You could tell that from, Pee Wee Football League and then going into like middle school and then high school and then college. There's many people out there with great athletic abilities, but only a certain percentage want to have exceptional athletic careers, right? And so that's the difference in the mindset, right? And so when we're talking about credit score, we're talking about money mindset, how we deal with our money and finances to increase our credit score. So I'll ask you, what shifts do you need to make in your money mindset today to help to increase your credit score, okay? So this is what you have to start to think about. What do you have to do so that you can, I would say, let's say in 6 months from now, or at least no more than a year from now, you can hopefully get to that 700 plus credit score club. So to be in the 700 plus score club, I'm going to give you 4 things that you can do and start moving towards to move you in that direction. So tip number 1 is make your payments on time, right? And I know it sounds really simple, but that's what you have to do. You have to make your payments on time. And so if you think about it, the largest percentage of your credit score is calculated based on on-time payments, right? So you got to pay your payments on time every month. If you're behind on anything, you have to create a plan to bring those accounts current. And maybe you can't do them all. Let's say you're struggling and you're behind on, maybe you have 4 accounts and you're behind on all of them. So maybe it's not realistic that you can try to get all of them current at the same time. So focus on one. So bring one current. And once you get that one current, continue to stay current with that. Focus on the second one, okay? So that you are current and making your payments on time. You have to be consistent with on-time payments, okay? So you don't want to say, well, in January I made all my payments on time, but then February I kind of fell off, right? And then made them on time, but then April I fell off. You can't do it like that. You have to make them on time consistently, okay? So make sure you're making your payments on time. So be consistent with that. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is reduce your debt, right? So reducing your debt. So the second largest percentage of how your credit score is calculated is based on how much debt you owe, right? How much debt you owe. And when you're talking about that in terms of really credit cards, right, you can't do so much about it with loans because time really takes care of that. But if you're talking about credit cards, it is what your credit limit is versus your balances, right? So it's basically the limit is how much credit you have available to you, right? Versus how much of that credit that's available do you use. And it means that in the usage is that you're carrying a balance over. Now, I didn't put this tip up here, but I really would say this tip to you. Basically, even though your credit card companies are fine with you carrying a balance over, why? Because that's how they make interest, right? That's how they make interest when you carry the balance over. So they're fine with you carrying a balance over. However, your rule that you want to try to stick by in terms of credit card usage is how much can you pay when that bill comes in the next month. So you only want to charge what you know you can pay off in full the next month when the bill comes in. So if you charge $100, you need to be comfortable that the next month when that bill comes in, you can pay that $100. Okay, so you want to be confident about that. If you know that when that bill comes in, you can only pay off $50, then $50 is what you charge. Credit cards are the biggest way and the fastest people get in trouble with their credit. It's because of credit cards, right? You start off with, charging maybe, $30 and paying that off. And then all of a sudden you start paying, you charge $100 and then the next month is $200. And now it snowballs into a big balance. So you want to make sure that you only want to charge what you can comfortably pay off. Now, I know some people are saying, yes, but I use my credit card and I charge things so that I get points. Well, that's fine. But the issue is, as long as you carry over a balance, right? So if you're using your credit card and get points, you should be doing that for things that you would normally pay, right? So some people might put their groceries on, they might put charge maybe gas, things like that. As long as you can pay that, right, which would be something that you would pay anyway through your checking account, that's fine. But the big thing is hard not to carry over a balance, okay? Try hard not to carry over a balance. All right, so that's what that's about. So you really only want to carry no more than 30% of what you owe as a balance, right? So that means if you have $1,000 limit on that card, then you want to carry over a balance of $300, okay? So you don't want to be at 400 or 500 or certainly, 800, 900. You don't want to have the credit card maxed out, because definitely at that point, you will score lower in that area, right? And so that's going to bring your credit score down. But again, the best rule is only charge what you know you can pay in full the next month. Now, I have this thing up here about only 7%. And what it says is the people who have that really high credit score, so the credit score goes up to 850. So someone who is in that 820 to 850 range, they're only over a balance of 7%. So if I use my example, and I'm getting my calculator out because even though I do financial coaching, I don't do math well in my head. That means that if you had a credit limit of $1,000, you would only be carrying over a $70 balance, right? So they're saying that the people who have the top tier credit scores, right? So those that are in that 820, 830 up to 850, they're only carrying over 7% of the balance, which means they're really not carrying this at all. So you have to think about that, okay? So the 30% limit will get you up to that 700 plus, but if you want to even go higher, right, then you want to be around that 7% or really not carrying over a balance at all. So again, this is my point. Only charge what you can pay in full each month. Okay, that's really got to be the rule. Only charge what you can pay in full each month. All right, so that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, limit your inquiry. So this is definitely important. If you have what's called, hard inquiries or hard pulls, that's when, to get a car loan and I have them pull my credit. I go to rent an apartment and I have them pull my credit. I go to get a mortgage, I have them pull my credit, right? So hard inquiries or hard pulls, that's going to, if you have a lot of them, so it doesn't mean that you have one here and, you know, one maybe in a few months, but if you have multiple inquiries that you in a short period of time, let's say you go to the mall and you're shopping on a Saturday, and so if you go to the mall and you're shopping on a Saturday, and every time you go to the register, they say, do you want to open a credit card account to get, you know, 15% off or 10% off today? If all of those people pull your credit, it's going to hurt your credit score, okay? So it definitely can. So be mindful of that. You want to say no to those things. So again, only when necessary, right? So you don't want to have too many inquiries to your credit in a short period of time. So do it as needed. Now, if you are doing comparison shopping, right? So let's say you're looking for a car loan and you want to go to, you know, 3 or 4 places, then get your own copy of your credit report, take that with you. That should be enough for the discussion and decide on the, you know, the dealer that you want to actually work with for the loan, the car loan, then let that one place pull your credit, okay? So don't let all of those places pull your credit. Now, somebody might say that there is supposed to be a thing where if you're comparison shopping for like a home loan or a car loan, they are supposed to merge all of those credit pulls one, right? So within a 30-day period. The problem with that is timing, right? The problem with that is timing. And so sometimes the timing of when they do that, merge all of those pulls together versus when you actually move forward to complete the transaction, it might not up. And so at the time when you decide to complete the transaction, those all of those multiple pulls are out there, and they have caused a problem with your, you know, caused your credit score to be lower. Okay, so that's what that is. So that is supposed to happen, but the timing of it is what could be problematic for you, right? If they don't merge within a time, and you go ahead and decide, you know, I need to go ahead and move forward with this transaction, you might be in a situation where the score will be lower than you would like it to be able to move forward in the best way for yourself, right? And more than likely you could move forward, but you might have interest rate because of that situation. Okay, so the last thing is review your credit report for errors. So you need to, you know, definitely you have to look at errors. Errors definitely can lower your credit score, right? So you want to review your credit report and dispute any errors, right? This could be things like, you know, showing late payments. Maybe you were never late on a particular card, or let's say you were late, you know you were late twice, but it's showing 3, right? All of that could be disputable. You want to dispute those things because 2 is, you know, 2 lates, no lates is really, you don't want to have any lates, but definitely if you have 3 versus 2, it can make a difference. If you have paid something off and it doesn't show that it's been paid, you want to look at that, okay? So you want to look at all of those things, any errors, and dispute them and get those corrected. Remember, you can get a free copy of your credit report from all 3 of the major credit bureaus. And if you are doing a credit review of your credit, you do want to make sure that you go through all 3 credit bureaus, right? You need to look at them all. Don't just pick one, because remember, some creditors are reporting to some, you know, some credit bureaus and some not, right? So if you have one creditor, if you get one credit report and this particular creditor didn't report to that credit report, but it's a problem piece of credit, you know, something that's an error, then you won't know that because you never received that report, right? So make sure you get a free copy of the report from annualcreditreport.com every 12 months and review them for errors. And this is actually why annualcreditreport.com was even made, because of identity theft and issues with people's credit. So you want to make sure that you have this information. Okay? All right. Sorry, I am been talking all day. I've had 3 classes in a row that I've been talking. Okay, so the 4 tips. Okay, so you want to be a part of the 700 plus credit score club. 4 tips: make your payments on time, reduce your debt, limit your inquiries, and review your credit reports for errors. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up because I am coughing way too much. So that means, and I don't want this to be long anyway. Just wanted to come on here and give you some quick information. So again, I am Audrey Washington. My company is Fiercely Financial Coaching. I came to you today talking about how to be a part of the 700 plus credit score club. You can be on your, just follow the 4 tips that I gave you, okay? These are the 4 tips. This is how you can be part of the 700 plus credit score club. And again, I'm asking, you know, what are the money moves you're making this year in 2020? And if 700 or better credit score is what you would like to see, you can definitely do that. You can have your 700 plus credit score by following the tips that I gave you. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on social media, and reach out to me if you feel like there's anything that I can help you with. These are some of the services that I offer: one-on-one financial coaching, financial fitness boot camp, just wrapping up one now, and I can do remote financial education for your employees. Okay? All right. So again, thank you so much, and hopefully you will like what I have to say, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for be a part of the 700 plus club. Take care. Bye-bye.